hello there, all you beautiful souls. But just for the month of October, I think we're going to say beautiful spirits. So with all the heaviness going on in the world today, I'd like to have some fun with my readings for the next 30 days. So I've bought a couple new decks, and in honor of the Aries super full moon, which is the last full moon of the year, which is tonight, September 29th, I'm going to do a collective reading using my new Edgar Allan Poe deck. I am so excited about sharing this with you. Now, if you would have asked me an hour ago what I knew about Edgar Allan Poe, I would have told you that he was a poet, and that would have been as far as it went. Now, am I embarrassed of that? Yes, a little. I had the misfortune of not having any decent literature classes in any of my schooling. So I'm going to enjoy digging into this for the next 30 days with you. So get in your comfy PJs, grab a beer or a glass of wine or a hooter or whatever it is, and let's sit down and have some fun with this reading. I'm super excited. Alright, so I unwrapped this new deck today, and it's so beautiful. It comes in this big box, and it's got this huge guidebook, and this was done by Rose Wright, and it was illustrated by Eugene Smith, and it's called the Edgar Allan Poe Companion. So like I said, I didn't know anything about Edgar Allan Poe, but I can already tell just by reading a little bit of the introduction that this is going to be a very interesting little journey. Now, Edgar Allan Poe is known for the line, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Poe was more than a master storyteller. He can be associated with tarot, as through both tarot and fiction, we learn more about who we are and what we can become. Tarot reveals our shadow sides, much like Poe's works brings out the hidden realms within us. Subtle contexts within tarot and in Poe's works hint at our deepest natures and expose our darkest human attributes. Tarot can bring about epiphanies of self-discovery. By its use, we illuminate the subconscious, reveal blind spots, and emotionally heal. Poe wrote stories and poems that both connect with and bring up what's buried in the subconscious. He did this by adding symbolism to his stories, and both poems and tarot cards can have different meanings and be interpreted in many different ways based on their rich symbolism. So we know that each card has a positive and a negative association, a yin and a yang, and as with humanity, the dark is balanced by the light. So we're taking a look at what area in our lives can this new Aries super full moon shine light on, bring clarity into. You guys, are you ready? Let's dig into this. Alright, so out of the Edgar Poe guidebook, it's advising me to use a raven spread. So I looked up the significance of the raven, as the raven has everything to do with Edgar Allan Poe. And it says that raven as your spirit animal means you have the gift of insight, heightened awareness, and a higher level of consciousness. To many, ravens symbolize death or bad fortune to come, but to others they symbolize rebirth and starting anew, serving as a positive sign. So in our first card position in the raven spread, we've got where you may be coming from. What in the past is the universe wanting to reveal here tonight? So the very first card come out of my new Edgar Allan Poe deck was the Page of Pentacles. It is in the reverse, but our story starts off talking about a page. Now, in Edgar Allan Poe's story, Von Compline and his discovery, Von Compline uses alchemy to turn lead into gold. After his fortuitous discovery, the price of lead increased dramatically. Our Page of Pentacles is Von Compline. As he made this miraculous discovery, the suit's page is about discovery and integration. But we have a page tonight that is in the reverse. And in the reverse, it's an energy of procrastination and daydreaming, maybe underachieving, or just pure laziness. So not the energy of discovery and integration, the opposite. So I needed to get a clarifier on this card to better understand what we were talking about, what kind of character we had here, and I pulled the Ace of Cups. Now, cups are about our emotions. Aces are very powerful and present us with the opportunity to manifest in the physical realm. So the cup sits in the ocean and the water represents emotions. So as the moon in the background reveals secrets hiding in the darkness. So our first card out and where we may be coming from is we're coming from a time where a character here, a page, was procrastinating, doing a little daydreaming about expressing themselves, expressing what is a sea full of emotions that they've been carrying around and they've been feeling. They're procrastinating going somewhere to express themselves, as the page is also known as the messenger. This page is holding back from truly revealing how he feels. So in the second card position, we're looking at the energies that have influenced this page's immediate past, of how he was daydreaming and, wanting to express his emotions to someone, yet he procrastinated about it in the physical 3D realm, or density as we know it. So what influenced him was a Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is an action card. The swords are about our communications and our thoughts. But this, once again, is a card revealing to us all this blue water resembling someone's feelings. So in the background, you can see the dark clouds as the boaters are moving away into calmer waters. Now, the seagulls represent freedom, and the penguin represents peacefulness. So they're moving from the troubled waters into calmer waters. And this is represented by two divine masculines here in tandem, and they have quickly removed themselves from the danger of an impending storm. So at one time, this page was experiencing some storms in their life. They were in a difficult position, maybe with another person. If this is career, a co-worker, or this could be a brother or a friend. So during a difficult time, there was two people that kind of were out in a storm together, and this energy in the past is saying that they were in the storm at one point, but with the number 7, the Chariot card in the reverse, this is portrayed by, a very divine, powerful, feminine energy. Now, this isn't gender, but we have another energy here that was causing confusion, scattered energy, and obstacles. So what was influencing this page from not coming forward to express his emotions was that there was energies holding him back. Like, it sounds like dark energies where they try to confuse the situation, or they have a lot coming at you at one time, so you kind of scattered all over the place. But as we arise more into the light, the darkness fights to keep us in the darkness, and it does that with these things such as confusion, scattered energy, and obstacles. Those are the storms we go through as we're trying to manifest something. The dark energy doesn't want you to bring more light into the world, so you get thrown these obstacles that you have to overcome. So the page has gone through a rough time. He procrastinated as he just had a lot going on, where there was a lot thrown at him all at one time, and the dark energy does that intentional. Especially if these were twin flame energies, they would have a lot of outside forces trying to not have them come into union because their light is so powerful. So let's move on to our number 3 card position. This is your next step for this page character. This is the advice from the universe in regards to this situation. And we've got the 8 of Wands, and this is 8 ravens stirring about, and they're flying towards the sunset. They're flying towards the horizon, and this energy really comes in like a lion. And this can be a spontaneous guest even arrives in your energy. The 8 candles in this card represent the fire element. So you've got places to go and you've got goals to achieve, and the universe is saying you want to move forward fast. Anything you want to manifest is possible right now in the super full moon of Aries. It's a very powerful, energetic time right now. And the universe is saying for this page character that your next step and the advice it gives you is to focus on what you want and take action. You know, if you've been waiting for that promotion, job offer, or lucky break, you'll likely get it, especially under the light of this super full moon. This is the last super moon of the year. So this is a very good time for spontaneous travel. Relocation is indicated and could occur very quickly. So, my listeners tonight, my Sunshine for the Soul tribe, we have an interesting tale going on here with this page character, and the universe is now giving them the advice after a hard time, after some storms. It's saying, you know, to take action. This is saying forward movement, good time to manifest in these super full moon energies in Aries. And we're going to get a clarifier for the 8 of Wands, and we've got the 5 of Wands. Alright, so I'm reading out of the guidebook. 5 of Wands is Edgar Allan Poe's story, Hop Frog. And this is about a crippled dwarf named Hop Frog and his sworn friend, quote unquote, Tripita, are taken from their homeland and forced to serve a king. Now, Hop Frog's disability is fodder for conflict between him and the king because he's crippled. The king lives only for joking and doesn't care about the well-being of others. When the king throws a goblet of wine into Tripita's face, Hip Frog is furious. He shackles the king and his ministers with a chain, hoists them towards the ceiling, and sets them on fire. Because Hop Frog's act takes place during a masquerade, guests believe the murder to be nothing more than a well-contrived pleasantry. In this image, 5 men are suspended from a large chandelier. They're tortured and burned to death. 4 candles burn around them while a 5th is wielded by Hop Frog, the crippled dwarf. So the 5 of Wands is saying that there's chaos and conflict rule the day when this page takes this spontaneous action. You know, we see after a time of being embroiled in arguments that have no end, and this could be with a party of 5 people or multiple people this page character is dealing with. When he takes this action, it's gonna cause a shitstorm. That's what the universe is saying here. We see 5s are a number of change, and the 8s are a fast action card. We've got something changing in the energy. Maybe this page character, now that he's come out of the storm, now maybe he's ready to address those deep emotions that he's really been procrastinating on coming forward and revealing. So let's look at the 4th card position, and that is where this page is headed. And we've got the 3 of Cups in the reverse. Now, these show 3 divine feminines on the card. They're just energies, not gender. So at one time, there were 3 individuals who were making merry together at a masquerade, holding their wine glasses, smiling, toasting each other as the he-mans or the he-womans of the universe. But this time of self-indulgence, this masquerade is over. They could no longer be in denial. So again, this shows this page has taken a radical action, removing himself out of a situation of self-indulgence. He was part of a group, but now coming out of this period of self-indulgence, he's headed possibly into a time of loneliness, exclusion, or isolation. So I wanted to get a clarifier and take a little bit of a better look at this, and we've got the Temperance card. Now we know Temperance, the fairies bring balance to a situation, and the universe uses fairies as messengers. So let's read in the guidebook the Temperance card, card number 14. In this image, a fairy from the island of the Fae hovers above calm water. The fairy takes 1 year to circle the island in her canoe. The island has a dark side and a light side. The dark side of the island is whelmed in the blackest shade. A somber yet beautiful and peaceful gloom here pervaded all things. Repeatedly, the fairy enters the light and passes through the darkness, a cycle within cycle without end, like the infinity symbol. Crescent moon hangs in the sky. On the other side, the rising sun symbolizes our ego's actualization. Recall that the moon represents the subconscious and the sun represents the conscious. In other words, the balance between the intangible and material. The fairy holds light and dark silver chalices. Water and butterflies flow eternally between them, symbolizing a balance of emotion and action. So here we have Paige, a divine masculine, not gender, who has gone through a very stormy time after procrastinating about revealing his many emotions that he held. So many emotions that we saw it portrayed by just oceans and oceans of blue water. He was headed towards a time of loneliness and isolation after a time of self-indulgence, after a time of being with three individuals, a group of individuals that had a great time. You know, they celebrated, they partied, but this masquerade is over as they could no longer be in denial about their feelings. They could no longer be in denial about how this life was no longer resonating with them, and they needed to find some balance. So in the loneliness and in the isolation, the fairy brought balance to this situation. Balance between their motion and taking action. Now remember, we saw in the beginning that this page had procrastinated. So the final card in the Raven spread, the out key, the result of what this story has told us so far, this tale told by the tarot. I hope you guys are having fun with this, because I am. So the number 5 position is your focus in changing or maintaining the direction you're headed. So this is the universe giving this page character just a little advice here at the end about this journey that he has gone on. This journey of not revealing his true authentic feelings, putting his attention somewhere else, and then realizing that that's not really where he wanted to be. But it took him going through storm after storm and trial after trial and tower moment after tower moment until he could finally see his way. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's telling him what direction, right, he needs to go in, or what he needs to focus on to maintain this stamina, maintain this energy, this action that he feels, so he doesn't go back procrastinating. And the 10 of Pentacles in the guidebook, it talks about the golden bug. Now, William Legrand has lost his family's fortune. There's nothing the entomologist wants more than to find buried treasure. After moving to a deserted part of Sullivan's Island, he builds himself a hut. On the beach one day, Legrand finds a piece of parchment paper with a hidden code that he believes will lead him to buried treasure. In this image, we see 10 scarab beetles crawling out of an old wooden coffin, representing the abundance that the 10 of Pentacles brings. On the inner lid of the coffin is a scarab beetle with a compass embedded in its back, symbolic of Legrand exploring the island and finding buried treasure. Next to the coffin is a map with a hidden cipher that he decodes in order to find the treasure. So the direction the universe is saying for this page to maintain his flow is that you're forged a life that reflects your values, your desires, and your ideals. Now you get to enjoy all that you've worked so hard to achieve. You want to build an empire, your career, you want it to be a massive success. It's also possible that you'll receive a windfall through an inheritance. Now this 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse, so that represents setbacks, losses, marital challenges, and even family disputes. So what we're saying is to keep your focus on not on the loss, not on the storms, but keep your focus on bringing your 10 of Pentacles into manifestation. And this is the universe saying that the best part of your success is your ability to share your blessings. So it's kind of the pay it forward mentality. We know the universe gets very Johnny on the spot on manifestations if what you're trying to bring into fruition will not only serve your desires or your needs are something you want, but if what you're desiring to manifest is in service to the greater good, then things come together much more quickly. The universe really gets behind those requests to create those manifestations. So as we have the ability then to share, because we've got so much abundance, it says your delight in family and friends, enjoying the fruits of your labor. You'll delight in being able to do special things for people and have special events and be able to, participate in leading people to come together. You take pride in your material abundance you built. You can rest easy knowing that your loved ones are taken care of. Your family is proud of all you've accomplished and that your legacy will live on. So, this message to this page, this divine masculine who at one time had procrastinated about coming forth with how he truly felt. Now, we never saw what this was really in regards to. It didn't say it was about a person or a significant other or a career or a dream. It just talked about how they didn't express how they really felt about something, and the energies that were holding them back, causing this procrastination in the 3D. A lot of stormy skies. It involved a lot of different trials and tribulations. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of scattered energies, a lot of obstacles. The dark energy had its hand in keeping this divine masculine from fulfilling his destiny. And we see that he's headed to that time of isolation and loneliness, only could bring balance after he had to step away from a group of people or a situation or a job that wasn't no longer bringing him the desired joy that he wanted. So clarifying the 10 of Pentacles is the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting card. In the 5 of Pentacles, it tells us in the guidebook about the story Never Bet the Devil Your Head. Protagonist, I'm not going to say that word right. Protagonist Toby Dammit's worst vice is his habit of saying, "I'll bet the devil my head." The narrator tries to help Toby break the habit, but to no avail. One day, Toby and the narrator approach a dark covered bridge with a turnstile at the bridge's halfway point. Toby bets the devil his head that he can jump over the top of the turnstile. As the narrator attempts to reply, an old man lets out a cough, alerting them to his presence. The old man watches Toby as he makes his attempt. The narrator is upset that the old man egged Toby on in such a dangerous stunt. While Dammit makes a perfect jump, he strikes his head on a sharp iron bar hidden directly above the turnstile. Toby falls to the ground and the old man hobbles away with his head. Toby's funeral bill is left unpaid. The narrator has no choice to exhume his body and offer it for sale as dog meat. In this image, Toby's decapitated body lies on a wooden bridge in front of a turnstile. The devil limps away with Toby's head. The 5 of Pentacles is a difficult energy to contend with. You feel like the world is against you. You've experienced a string of bad luck that won't let up. Your finances could be strained. You might be shouldering college debt or a credit card balance. Your mortgage loan may be in default. Take action so that you can get back on your feet. Refinance your loan. Pay the minimum on your credit card. Seek the help of a financial counselor. As well, you may suffer an illness or deal with the accumulation of medical debt. This card can also indicate loneliness. You may feel shut out by your significant other. Perhaps your partner has disappeared, leaving you with nothing but broken promises. On a positive note, the 5 of Pentacles only has the power of 5. 5 resembles change. The energy associated with this card should pass quickly. The number 5 indicates that big changes are just around the corner. Your life may rapidly move in a positive direction. Keep faith that life will get easier, because it will. Alright, you guys, if you enjoyed this super full moon in Aries reading where we dug into a little bit about Edgar Allan Poe, we got to know some of his works a little bit. I really enjoyed this story about this page and how he went through this transformation, and it really doesn't say, what happens in this. It gives him the advice to keep, plugging forward towards your goals and your desires. And, don't focus on the past. Don't focus on the storm that you've been through. Focus on the future. Focus on the light. And if you enjoyed this reading, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, give me a comment that you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed you hanging out with me. We'll see you at your next reading, where we will dig in and find out what happens